Hi there, I'm Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Would you like to know 3 reasons to stay off the screen during the day and only trade end of day? Stay tuned, I'm going to go over those next. Hi, I'm Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Today we're going to be talking about 3 of the main reasons why I trade end of day and not intraday. First of all, I want to be off the screen. Years ago, when I first got exposed to the markets around 1999, I went to a trading workshop on futures, and it was excellent material, and the instruction was fantastic. And it was all based on the Australian share price index futures. You would check the data in the morning for the 24-hour cycle, place your stops, and in those days I drew hand-drawn charts, and if there was an entry triggered, you would place an order with your broker over the phone, and your stop if that order was triggered, and profit target if that was necessary, and then that was it. If you were stopped out of your position or you were filled, the broker would call you. As time went on, I thought there was a better way for me to make money if I could make money on end of day, or if I was getting stopped out on whipsaws after I was getting good fills, and I'd be up maybe 15, 20 points, and then at the end of the day I'd be stopped out with a loss. And I thought, well, if that's the case, maybe if I went to intraday trading, that was a better way. And over the years that led me into currencies, and I studied for years, studied intraday trading on 5-minute charts, 15-minute charts, 1-hour charts. And I do think that there are some fantastic opportunities for short-term trading strategies. But what I didn't realize that in that process, what attracted me to trading initially was the opportunity that the markets availed of themselves, in terms of if you could get good at trading, you could increase your exposure, still maintaining the level of risk percentage, and grow that account without having to be physically in one place to be paid. And here I was spending hours on the screen studying these 5-minute charts, watching the Asia Open, the London Open, the payrolls announcements, this GDP announcements. And what was happening was my trading results were getting worse. And I was spending probably 10 times as much time on the computer, and I was losing money. And it brought me back to looking back at the original information and education that I had learned about the futures index. And I went back and started studying the daily time frames, and realized that I was missing out on some absolutely massive trends on the indexes, on some of the commodities, oil, metals, on currencies. And over the last several years, I've went back and applied that simple knowledge to end-of-day trading, because for me, trading is about lifestyle. Yes, it's about the opportunities to make income, but it's more importantly for me about the lifestyle. I would rather place orders or put orders into the system with stops, profit targets, etc., and go to the beach, or spend the day with my kids, or take them to school, or go and volunteer at another project. What I don't want to do is be sitting at the screen, which leads me to number 2, self-sabotage. Statistics show that 95% of traders lose money. Yet when you talk to people and you ask them how things are going, inevitably they say, yeah, pretty good. And I'm confused with that, because if 95% of the people are losing money and they're in that 95%, why does everything seem to be okay? So what I've found in my own trading experience is that when I was on a short-term trading strategy, 5-minute, 15-minute, everything was fine until I took a trade. I would follow my rules, I would take the proper sized position into the market, I would place my stop, but inevitably when I got into the market would turn almost instantaneously with my fill and start to go the other way. And as it got closer to my stop, I would think, oh, well, it looks like it's a pullback, and I would just temporarily want to adjust my stop. And then the market would move quickly through where my initial stop loss was. And so I thought this was an opportunity to average in to get a better fill price and possibly make more money once the market turned around. And of course we all know where that went. And as I would take that position, and the market would again move quickly against me. And at this point my physiology was changing, and I was completely unaware of it. My heart rate was increasing, my breathing was becoming shallow, and I was literally like a deer stuck in the headlights of an oncoming vehicle. And at this point I realized that I needed to get out of the trade. And this happened to me several times. And of course the market, I would look for a pullback or an opportunity for the market to slow down and possibly give a bit of a reversal so I could get out at a better fill price and not have such a large stop loss. And of course it seemed that when I was in these positions the market would rapidly move against me for several bars, to the point where I would just exit the trade with a massive loss, partially destroying part of my trading account, feeling sick to my stomach, and for the rest of the day or into the evening or during the night not be able to sleep, hitting myself in the head for being such a knucklehead and breaking my own rules. Now I've done several different things over the years and broken my rules, as I'm sure a lot of you have. But the number one thing that I realize is that I'm not that good when I'm on the screen in live time. Now a lot of the traders that I've spoke to, when we really get down to being open and honest, tell me the same stories. So one of the ways that I've chosen to avoid this in my own trading is self-sabotage. And as I've talked about with one of my previous videos in Risk of Ruin, or talking about Brent Penfold's being the best loser, it's really hard to do that, I think, when you're on a short-term trading strategy. I think that you're subject to a lot of volatility and manipulation in the market in terms of large orders coming in and moving the market fairly quickly. And for me, the best way to avoid all that was to just simply place the orders based on the end-of-day data. Now, lots of times I'll get stopped out, but I'm stopped out for the amount that I've put my stop loss in for, which is usually the smallest possible loss that my account would allow for. I'm not on the screen, I'm off doing other things, and possibly maybe had 2 or 3 other orders working in the markets during that 24-hour session. So for me, great way to avoid self-sabotage. Now just on that point, if you notice a lot of the garbage that's sold out in cyber world about how to make your $1 million overnight with this great new binary system or a short-term forex trading strategy, most of those are all intraday trading strategies. Now I just warn all of you to beware when you see that, is that there are people who peddle those specifically to keep new clients coming into the market, to generate new people to be trading. So on that note, be very cautious when you are being exposed to a short-term trading system. Be very wary. Do your back testing diligently. And number 3, better odds. Now I trade end of day, and there are certain cyclical type movements in the markets around the monthly ranges. So if you put a monthly range on any instrument that you're trading and look at the average true range maybe for the last 6, 10, 12 months, you'll start to get a feel of the normal average trading range for those instruments. Now in a lot of cases you might be looking at 1R or one risk range for maybe a 4 to 5, and in some cases maybe 10 to 20 to 1. So when these markets start to trend, you may be getting in at a fantastic opportune time with 1R risk and going on a ride with only taking that one trade for maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 times your return. Again, look at the data yourself. If you have a short-term strategy that works, it probably works on a longer-term strategy, possibly. And also with longer-term strategies, you have the opportunity to cover multiple markets. So for me, again, it's about lifestyle. I don't want to be on the screen. I think the odds are against me in terms of sabotaging myself and not following my rules. The number one thing that people tell me all the time is I got a great system. I just can't seem to follow it. So for me, I can avoid or help minimize the risk of self-sabotage. And number 3, better odds. So I hope that information helps you out. If you like this and you want to share it with friends on Facebook, I'd appreciate that. I'd love to hear some of your feedback and comments. If you want to check out the blog, go to staceyburktrading.com. I create updates on almost a daily basis, and I would love for you to get those. So, always trade in your own best interest, and may the markets go with you. Thank you. Hi traders, thanks for stopping by, and please feel free to leave a comment. And before you go, head over to staceyburktrading.com. I create training and updates on a daily basis, and I would love for you to get these. So just enter your name and your email address, and you'll receive my free audio, the 7-Step Daily Routine for High Performance Traders. And before you leave a comment on Facebook and share with your friends.